80 million people. That's the number of customers affected by this massive data breach at Anthem, the nation's second largest health insurer. The company now says hackers stole the credentials of 5 different Anthem employees and may have had access to the company's network since as early as December. This hack is just the latest in a string of similar incidents over the past year, giving people another reason to keep their personal information as close to their belt as possible. And joining us live this morning is Indiana Attorney General Greg Zoeller. Thanks for being here.
Sure, good to be
first
with
of all, the number is very high, 80 million people. How big of a deal is this?
This is a massive data breach, and we really are telling people that now's the time to go ahead and freeze their credit records so people can't access it and open up a new line of credit. So it's an easy thing to do. We've recommended this for years, but particularly now that with this new data breach.
And what is at risk of happening to some of these customers? Because we're talking about Social Security numbers being stolen. That's the biggie.
Well, what they do is they'll open up a new line of credit using your credit record. So if you go to this our website at our indianaconsumer.com and you can freeze your records in it took me 10 minutes, but it's something that we've recommended for years, but particularly now I think it's very important.
That way nobody can open a line of credit in your name if you've got that
right.
credit freeze. And also, other than the credit freeze, any other tips that the average person could be doing right now as far as maybe changing passwords or anything like that?
Well, you can do that, and I don't know that there are many passwords that went out in this breach, but you ought to follow your own credit records. So that's something that I think Anthem is going to provide the security, so you can go and follow it yourself. That'll be paid for by them. The other things is you ought to be careful about some of these phishing. So they'll send you links saying, please help us protect you. Don't fall prey to any of those. Anybody who calls you, that's obviously going to be a scam artist. So you have to be sensitive that you're the one that initiates either a call to Anthem or going on their website and following the list.
And that's good to mention because it doesn't take long before those scammers
They're already out.
Optimize those emails and the phone calls. So if never give out your Social Security number, your credit card information over the phone. Anthem will not be asking for that.
No, they won't.
Okay, and we have some viewer questions too that we wanted to get to
that
people have sent in to our Facebook and Twitter pages about how they could protect themselves. Sure. One says that their husband is insured by Anthem. Should they open a 90-day fraud alert?
That's not a bad thing for people to do, so there's no harm in looking for those fraud alerts. We always tell people that you can always do more, but please don't do less.
And will Anthem reimburse them for credit monitoring or no, because they're offering their own? They're
offering their own, so Anthem is going to be providing that as required by law.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being with us
Sure.
today. Yeah, always
My
a good
pleasure.
idea to monitor your credit too. I know when my credit card bill comes in every month, I make sure I look and that I've made all those charges. So that's a good habit to follow every month, right?
Track your own purchases. Make sure that you're the one who controls your credit.
Yeah, the credit freeze. Good advice.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you for being with us this morning. Appreciate it.